Tēnā koutou te whānau, ko Brendan ahau. Most people think health comes down to better choices. Eat better, exercise more, stop smoking. And if you're not doing those things, that's on you. But if it was that simple, we wouldn't be seeing the outcomes we see today. Because when you look at Māori health here in Aotearoa, we are worse off across almost every condition. That's often explained as, it's their lifestyle, their choices, their behaviour. But when you zoom out, that explanation doesn't really hold up. Because if you go back, Māori were described as strong, physically fit, healthy. We were living active lives with nutritious diets. We had our own systems for managing health and disease. We had tikaka that protected health. Things like tapu, which isn't about restriction, it's about protection. Preventing the spread of illness and maintaining balance. We also have Kaupapa Māori, using what's available in Te Taiao to support healing. But then things changed. New diseases were introduced that we had never encountered before. Diseases like influenza, measles, tuberculosis, and there was no immunity, and the impact was massive. At the same time, access to healthcare wasn't equal. Hospitals were often controlled by settlers, still are. They required payment or weren't culturally safe. Traditional practices were suppressed, our tōhuka were restricted, and over time that affected how our people viewed their own systems of knowledge and their own systems of healing. So it wasn't just disease, it was disconnection from culture, disconnection from land, disconnection from language. And then we had the introduction of things like tobacco and alcohol. All these things just compound over generations. So when we look at health today, we're not starting from the same place. We're looking at the outcome of history, of systems and environments. This is where the idea of just make better choices starts to fall apart, because choice doesn't exist in isolation. Your environment shapes your options. If the easiest food to access is ultra-processed, that influences what you eat. Your stress shapes your decisions. If you're overwhelmed, long-term health decisions become harder. Your access shapes what's possible. If healthcare is hard to access or doesn't feel safe, you're less likely to engage with it. And when systems don't match people's aspirations, you get the outcomes we're seeing. This has been recognised for a long time. Reports have shown that the health system hasn't adequately addressed Māori aspirations, and yet we keep applying the same approach. Treat everyone the same and expect the same outcomes. That's not how equity works. Equity is recognising that different people need different approaches to achieve the same outcome. It's, again, not about special treatment. It's about appropriate treatment, because everyone has the right to be healthy. But how do we get there? How we get there won't look the same for everyone. This is where Kaupapa Māori thinking becomes important. As Professor Graham Smith talks about, it's not just about being included in existing systems, it's about transforming them. Because if the system itself is a part of the problem, working harder within that won't fix it. We need approaches that are grounded in our values, led by our people, designed for our realities, not just adapted versions of something else. So that's the difference between inclusion and transformation. And that is where real change happens. So yeah, it's not just about better choices. But once you start to see what's shaping those choices, you can start to approach things differently. Not from blame, but from understanding. And from there, you can start to take back some control in a way that actually works for you. Ka mihi mahana, mauri ora.